Good morning. So let's start. Sorry, the mic. Let's start with today's session. Welcome to another week, another class, another opportunity to feel better in our body, but also hopefully you would shape the way we think, the way we feel emotionally also. Yoga combines so many different things, and we start just by being aware of the physical body. Today, in particular, we'll be focusing a lot on the upper body. And when we are sitting in the sitting, position, when we're sitting at the beginning of the session, then we want to just stretch gently. Normally, those stretches, I would like you to make them free so you can start noticing more than anything. Guided by the breathing, slow breathing. And if we twist to one side, we twist to the other. If we arch the spine, then we always need to round afterwards. And especially be very gentle with the neck. So we're going to be doing a lot of exercises around the upper body, upper back, shoulders, arms, middle back, core muscles, and even lower back as a way of protecting the whole spine and the neck. Okay, so just follow and you'll see what I mean. But for now, just cross the legs on the opposite way. Just so we gain a little bit more flexibility. Bring the hands on the knees, relax the shoulders, and close your eyes. A deep breath in and out. Lengthening the spine. Lengthening the neck. There is sometimes a tendency when we lengthen to hold tension, trying to stretch a bit further. And we should be able to have the rib area, the spine soft. So we can expand the abdomen as we inhale, bloating. And then gently contract as we exhale, emptying. Filling yourself of new air as we inhale. And releasing as we exhale. So the main attention is on the abdomen. Whenever the eyes are closed, I would always remind you to bring the gaze up, because it's so much nicer to do so. The mind just feels more relaxed. When the mind is more relaxed, then you can connect more with yourself, with your true self, your true feelings, but without the need to analyze what you feel, just being present. Two more rounds of breath, slow breath. And then inhaling and bring the palms together at the level of the heart, pressing gently, keeping your eyes closed. And with the next inhalation, raise the palms up, chin slightly up. And as we exhale, spread the arms through the sides, all the way down. Hands resting on your lap, shoulders relaxed. Chin coming a little bit closer towards the chest, but without pulling, just allowing. And a deep breath in and out. And with a few blinks, open your eyes. Namaste. Good. So we're going to start by crossing the legs on the other way. Good. And then we're going to bring a lot of attention to the heart center and to the neck. Okay. That's why this in this session, normally we do gratitude and intentions before the practice. Today we're going to do them afterwards. Okay. As we're doing the meditation, as we getting into that relaxing pose, just to try something different. So now place the hands together and then bring them away from you. So the idea is that from here, we get as much movement of the spine as we can. So first, straighten the arms, fingers spread, good, and then round the spine. So we have the arms active, the shoulders are stretching, so they're also active, the upper back engaged, stomach in, and then is when we bring the chin towards the chest, but without pulling again, just allowing. Good, and then inhaling and arch the spine, bring the shoulders back, shoulder blades trying to pull back as much as possible. Good, and then slightly looking up. And then exhaling again. Pulling and last thing, the neck. And again, inhaling, retracting with the shoulders, and then slightly looking up. And one more, exhale. And inhale. Very good, and then exhale. And then relax the arms, rounding the spine, relax the shoulders. Inhale and exhale there. Inhaling, lifting, exhaling, shaking the arms to the sides. Good. And then cross the legs again on the other way. And from here, we're going to bring the arms in front of you. Good. And the base of the wrists touching together. And our elbows blocked. Because there's no weight, we can block the elbows, and then we know that they're very, very active. Inhaling, bring the arms all the way up. Arch the spine to allow the arms to come a little bit further. And then exhaling, bring the palms towards the ceiling. Just look into the front of the room. Good. And then from there, exhaling, bring the palms towards you. Aligning the spine, bringing the stomach in. Looking at your palms. And with the next inhalation, bring the palms up. Straighten the arms. Exhale. Good, we do it again. Inhale as we bring the hands to our side. Exhaling as we pull them up, palms to the ceiling. Arching the spine. Good, inhale. Spine is straight. And exhale. Good. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Good. And then coming back to the center, and again, just shake. Good. So now we're going to stretch the legs. Bounce and shake. Move your toes. Good. And then we're going to lay down on the mat with the knees bent, the feet hip width apart, the arms in T shape. Expanding as much as possible. Stretching the arms. I show the height, palms down, stomach in, knees to chest, and rock side to side. Good. And then from there, make sure that the shoulders and shoulder blades are pushing on the mat, nice and active. So as we wiggle side to side, the movement comes from the middle of the spine rather than from the shoulders. Good, and then from there, inhaling and bring the legs all the way up. Good, and point with the toes towards the ceiling, hip width apart with the feet. And then inhaling, bring the toes towards you. Keep pressing with the shoulders and the arms. So even though we're doing ankle stretch here, we're going to do 5 rounds. You focus your attention more on the chest, the shoulders, the upper back, the core. Okay, so make sure the neck is soft, the face muscles relaxed, and then inhale, point, and exhale, flex the ankles. Inhale, point to the ceiling. Exhale, flex. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And one more. Exhale. And then bend the knees and wrap around with the arms, rock side to side. Okay, so from there we come back to the center. We roll on the right side. Stay there for a couple of breaths. And from there, use your arms to bring you up to the tabletop. Hands aligned with the shoulders, knees, with the hips. Try to stretch the toes as much as possible. Good, and then we're gonna do like in cat cow. So let's do 3 rounds together first of cat cow to warm up. Soften the elbows. First, inhaling, looking up. Exhaling round. Okay, but remember that when we inhale, we soften the elbows, arch the spine, shoulders back, and the looking up is the last thing. And then as we exhale, the same. We push with the arms, bring the stomach in, and then last thing, chin to chest. One more inhale. Good, and exhale. Good, and then from there, just sit on your heels. I'm going to show you the sequence that we're going to do, a simple sequence to get some movement on the spine and strength on the arms, shoulders, and back. So soften the elbows, inhaling, bend the elbows, arch the spine, and lean forward. That the shoulders go over the wrists, and then round the spine and coming back onto your heels, but without modifying the position of the hands or the knees. And then once the hips are resting on the heels, then we can look back towards the belly button. And because the arms are active, then we can bring the chin to the chest as much as you want. And then inhaling, bend the elbows as much as you can, and then we do the second one. Okay, so we're going to do 5 times this. Come first on the tabletop, stretch the toes as much as you can, stomach in. Good, and then inhaling, soften the elbows, arch the spine, and lean forward. And then round the spine and start coming back. Heels and sit bones, chin to chest. Bend the elbows, inhaling, coming forward. Exhaling, round, coming back. Good, inhale. Exhale, round. Okay, let's stop there for 1 second. I want to give just one more information. So when we are here, coming back into the heels, here I can see that some people have the arms active, and that's when the arms are active and the elbows are soft, but the arms are engaged, not the elbows soft or resting. Because if we do this, then we just need to allow the weight of the head, which is okay if you want to do that. But if you have the arms active, then you can bring the chin to the chest a little bit more and create that extra space. If there is any tension on the upper back, on the neck, it's better that we engage always before we stretch, okay? So let's do 3 more, trying to engaging with the arms and see how that feels. So we come back to the tabletop, soften the elbows. Inhaling, start arching the spine, leaning forward, and then exhaling back. Keep the arms engaged, hips and heels, and then looking back, stretch. Inhaling. And always, if I'm going too fast or too slow, you just follow the rhythm of your own breath. Arms active, looking back. And inhale. Exhale. Good, and then from there, straighten the arms and cross them, holding opposite elbows and resting the forehead on your lower arm. If you still the forehead don't reach the arms, you can use a pillow under it, a block. Just make sure that the neck is relaxed, that the spine is completely soft. Relax the jaw, the gaze up. One more round of breath. And then slowly inhaling, lifting the head up, bringing the hands back towards you, but then lifting the hips. Tuck the toes under and roll on your toes. Keeping the tip of your toes resting on the mat, but not the heels. Stretch as much as you can on your tiptoes. Breathing slowly. Good, and then inhaling, raise the hips high. Straightening the legs. And then bring the heels down. And then enjoy that forward fold. The toes are active. The arms hanging freely. The head, spine. See if we can feel being suspended from the hip all the way towards the top of the crown of the head, towards the hands. So we can allow gravity to do its work, to stretch us. Opposite of what is normally happening. As gravity pulled us as we are standing up, the pressure is always going the same way. So being upside down is very beneficial to create that extra space. One more round of breath. Good, and then bend the knees and very slowly start lifting the shoulders up. Bring the hands on the hips, the stomach in, shoulders back, and then keep the upper body parallel to the floor. The core engaged, the back muscles also. And then slowly inhaling, start coming up, but keep the knees slightly bent so the thighs, the glutes, the core are active. Bring the hands by the sides, spread the fingers, and try to reach down. So you can feel the stretch on the chest, on the shoulders, on the upper back. Inhale and exhale. Good, and as we inhale, we're going to bring the arms all the way up, just turn so you can see. And then we look up. And as we exhale, we bring them down. And then we look down. So we do it twice more. Inhaling, arms very active, fingers spread. Exhaling, lowering down. The more you try to reach to the sides or up and down, just try to stretch the arms as much as possible, the more everything else will be engaged. And exhale, lower down. Let's do one more. Inhale. Very good. And exhale. And it's a massive difference when we do just like the arms active, slightly active and coming up, rather than when we really reach out and we feel, the idea is that we feel that someone is pulling you from the wrists, from the fingertips, and then you can't stretch anymore. And then all the back muscles, the chest, it would be protecting the neck and the shoulders. Okay. So now open a little bit wider, about a meter apart, with the toes parallel to each other. Bring the hands on the hips, soften the knees, finding that grounding, bring the hips slightly forward. Good, and then from there, we're gonna hold opposite elbows. Inhale and bring the shoulders back, the arms on top of the head. See if you can bring the hips a little bit more forward, so you can stretch those arms a little bit more back. The knees can be even more bent if it feels good, so the legs are stronger. Make sure that the toes are pointing forward, not to the sides. Feet parallel to each other. Good, and then from there, inhaling and start straightening the legs just slightly. Bring the hips to the back and then start coming all the way down to a forward fold. But keep the arms where they are. Pulling back. Feel the stretch on the shoulders. Feel the engagement on the upper back. Make sure the knees are soft. The hips high. The breathing slow. And then from there, release the hands. Gently open your eyes if they were closed. Bend the knees and lifting the shoulders up. Bring the toes out this time. Good. And then bring one hand on the thigh and then the other with the fingertips pointing down. Good. So once we're there, we're going to try to align the spine, bringing the hips forward, the shoulders back into that goddess position. The hips a little bit more forward, which should be quite tender on the groin, on the pelvis, on the hips, and the legs very active. Good, so then from here, inhaling, bring the palms together and relax the shoulders, elbows bent. Good, and then inhaling, straightening the legs, exhaling, lowering the arms. Good, and then again, inhaling, bend the knees, and exhaling, palms together, and then to the heart. Bring the hips a little bit more forward. Pressing with the hands, breathing slowly. Inhaling, bring the arms up and the legs straighten. Exhaling down. I'm going to come on this side so we can see a little bit more what we should be doing. So when we are with the same position of the legs, okay? So when we bend the knees, it's normal and it's good that we do that as we come lower down to protect the hips, we bring the hips back, okay? Because otherwise there's too much pressure on the hips. We want to compensate. We want to bring the weight, the hips back, the weight slightly forward, and then bend the knees. Once we have the flexion on the knees, that's when we start aligning and bringing the hips forward, the pelvis forward, and the spine as straight as possible. And then as we inhale, we bring the palms together. Good. And as we exhale, we're straightening, but the spine should be straight. But what happens is, like, the more we straighten the hips, it's normal that the hips go a little bit more to the back. But they won't go completely back, tilted, the hips, if we're not overstretching the legs. Yeah. So just always keep, even when we're coming up, always keep the knees slightly engaged. Okay, so let's do it together. Bring the hips to the back, bend the knees, leaning slightly forward. Okay, and once you are in that position, then bring the hips forward, align the spine, stomach in. Okay, and then bring the palms together, inhaling, raising up, and then exhaling, relax the shoulders. Bring the pelvis a little bit more forward if you can. Good, inhaling where you are. And then exhaling, lowering the hands and straightening the legs, but always a little bit soft. So we keep the legs active and the glutes active as well. That's another thing, that when we allow the hips to come back, then the glutes get soft. They need to be engaged. We're going to do 2 more. When you're ready, hips to the back, lean forward, bend the knees, and align. Shoulders back. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the chest. Good, and then again, inhaling, bring them up. Then a slightly different, exhaling, lowering the hands, straightening the legs, keeping the engagement. 1 more, inhale. Softening the knees, bringing the hands forward. A little bit more challenging, perhaps. And then exhaling, lowering down, straightening the legs. So normally, because from here we went straight away rather than breaking down the movement, it's normal that it feels a little bit more intense there, and perhaps the alignment is not so good. So if you felt that, when we get into these positions with the hip open, then focus always on contrasting with the weight, with the body weight. Okay. So now we're going to bring the feet, toes in, heels in, and then come into hip width point. Good. And then from there, shake the legs. Well done. Grab your blanket, more tomorrow. Now it's time to let go of that activity, that tension, perhaps from the activation of the different muscles, the tissues. Time for Savasana. Stretch the legs, stretch the arms. Trusting in the process. Trusting in the magic of the regular practice. Even just a few minutes, when practiced every day, can make a massive difference. So as we are laying down, trying to relax the body as much as we possibly can, the eyes are closed, the gaze is up. And I would like you to bring both hands onto your heart. And then do your gratitude practice here. Choosing your 2 things of the day that you want to say thank you for. It can be your body, your strength, your commitment. Can be anything external. It can be another person. It can be something that we haven't even experienced yet, but we welcoming this new experience as it's already happened. Everything starts by a thought, and when we shape our thoughts into a more positive and more vibrant, then we start vibrating in a more loving way. And consequently, attracting more love. Now stretch the arms, bring the palms up, and feel completely relaxed, completely at peace. because the eyes are closed, the gaze is up, the jaw relaxed. If your mind gets distracted, just allow it to keep the awareness on your breathing, the gaze up, as we do in meditation, just helping the mind to engage with one thing only. To be more present, to have more peace. And then gently start wiggling your toes and your fingers. Breathing deeply. With the next inhalation, bring the feet together and bend the knees one at a time. Lengthen the spine. When you're ready, roll on your right side. Keeping your eyes closed, gaze up, the jaw relaxed, the shoulders relaxed. With the next inhalation, use your arms to bring you up to that sitting position. Aligning the spine. Inhale and bring the palms together at the level of the heart, pressing gently. And we'll sing one Om together as a way of union to close this session. When you're ready, inhale deeply. Inhale and exhale. And as we keep the palms together and pressing gently, with the next inhalation, bring the thumbs towards the third eye as a reminder for the right thoughts. And exhale. Inhaling, bring them closer to the mouth to remind us about the right word, the right say. Ask for what you want. And exhale. And inhaling, bring them closer to the heart center for your right feelings and compassion. And exhale. And perhaps if you want to set your intentions for your day, nice a good moment. Bringing some focus onto your day, but without feeling too engaged, no matter what the outcome is, as long as we try. With a few blinks, open your eyes. Namaste. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was good. Let me know if there's any questions.